Welcome to Pit Rackpox. Today, I'm back to play some Pit Rackpox, and I've got something new. It's my face. There's a camera here. I'm looking at the camera now. I don't look at the camera much when I'm playing, so my eyes are here because this is where the screen is. This is new. I've never done it before, so please tell me how to make it better. I tried to do transparent background and I could not find a way to do it that worked well and was easy to set up and is free. So if you know of a way, I think I like that effect. I don't know. I got nothing in the background behind me except walls. So I like the effect of a transparent background, but I don't. Oh, did I just put on my glasses? I wear glasses sometimes. Um, what was I saying? I don't know how to make it free, easy, doable. I don't have an NVIDIA GPU. I don't want to put up a green screen. There were some software solutions I saw that I tried one and it was terrible, and I tried another one and it didn't work. And well, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about it. But if you have any advice about how to make MTGO content with a face in the bottom corner, let me know. The face will get smaller when I play, so it won't take up the screen. And well, I don't know. I'm just excited to try something new, and I'm excited to be back. It's been a while. I'm going to be back to making consistent content. Before, I released videos on Friday. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing that. Maybe Sunday's better. I'm recording this on a Saturday, and I'm not going to wait till next week. So I'll tell you what, this week I'm doing it on Sunday, and then I will reevaluate. I'm back to playing Pox. Haven't updated the deck list at all. I haven't even looked at the format. I played a league yesterday. Went 3-2. I was going to upload that one, but I forgot to plug in my mic. So now I'm doing it again. And this league is also very good. So no problem there. But yeah, I'm back to Magic. I have time for it again, and I'm having fun. And I love Pox. So let's get to the rounds. Round 1. And we're on the die roll. Ooh, this hand is... Oh, it's very tempting. Alright, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I want to see how this shakes out. It looks fun. Alright, opponent's also on Swamp Go. Well, sorry, they're on Swamp Putrid Imp. So I guess we're going to name a few reanimation spells with these therapies. Ooh, Duress would have been a good draw. Funeral Charm. Funeral Charm's like almost a good draw. If I had an extra mana, I would totally Funeral Charm this Putrid Imp first, but I don't. So let's see what they got. I guess if they don't have a big creature in their hand, then we can Funeral Charm the Imp. So we'll just name... I mean, it's Reanimate or Animate Dead. I guess technically Animate Dead is better for them, so we'll go for that one. Ah, they had Reanimate, and they have a Life Death. Now, that's annoying. Okay, so we therapy the Reanimate. If I just named Reanimate, we'd be doing, you know, much better. And now next turn they get to have their creature, whichever one they choose. They can also unmask me, which is... Well, I guess they need another black spell to unmask me, and they didn't draw it. They drew Iridescent Angel. And I guess that's the one they're going for. Okay, that's good for me in the sense that every other creature is worse for me. So now we can do this. But okay, we did draw Duress for the unmask. Okay, I was gonna say, but they have to not unmask me. So this turn, we kill the Putrid Imp. Well, they're discarding all their cards. Kind of makes sense. And we have to duress them. Get this unmask out of here. All right, now they're on no cards in their hand. So I need them to not top deck a reanimation spell, but I need them to not top deck a reanimation spell either now or ever. And, well, they just found it now, so that's fine. I mean, they're at 5. Pox will put them to, what, 3? And then if I draw the rack, we win? Maybe? I guess not. I guess we're just dead because they can keep the Acroma. We'll be at exactly 6. Almost. Kind of almost. But we were kind of dead to that reanimate no matter when they drew it, so we would have to either win the game quickly or, you know, get one of our furnaces going. Well, kind of close. So we can definitely side in our graveyard stuff. And that's kind of it. I don't really see anything else here that helps us. Plague on Imp is kind of funny. Could side that in later if it gets to it, because everything else is kind of relevant. We can trim a Curse Scroll, and Smother seems not great, although Blood's only good if the Imp is not in play, so sometimes you do need 2 removal spells. So I'm actually kind of wanting to leave Smother in. Bottomless Pit, I think, not great. Everything else is okay. Wasteland's pretty bad. Are they on just mono swamps? Probably. I'm going to trim 1 Wasteland and just put another Smother in. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, we'll see what happens. I wonder if they have any kind of pivot. You know, sometimes these Reanimator decks, they like to pivot. Well, we can see what they're doing. They have a Winter Orb. My goodness. They have Duress. I don't really care about Duress. So I'll probably take one of these Reanimator spells. And definitely the Exhume is stronger. Wow. Did they even play Animate Dead? I feel pretty silly if that's not part of the equation. I would have assumed it's one of the better reanimation spells, but maybe not. There's the Exhume. They do have Gemstone Mine, so I don't know what they're playing, but they must be playing some crazy. I don't know. Gemstone Mine means they must be on at least 3 colors. All right. I'm glad they didn't happen to draw a big creature. That would have been the worst. All right. Apparently they drew a swamp. And here's Winter Orb, which I don't care about even a little bit right now. Pox, fine. I'll get the rack into play. Pox is a pretty good draw because, well, right now, if they do figure out how to get a creature into play, I can just box it. But I can't really play it until then because I don't want to kill my own rats. There's the Mine. They have 2 unknown cards in their hand. Ooh, Therapy me. Oh, nope, they're therapying themselves. Okay, they did find a thing. Oh, it's Verdant Force too, so that beats Pox. Well, okay, they have 1 card in their hand, so I can just Pox away the reanimation spell. Pox, very versatile. But we lose a lot. It's a bad Pox for us. We lose our creature and we have to sacrifice 2 lands. Not great. The good thing about this is the rack's going to bring them down to, so they won't be able to reanimate or death. Because Verdant Force is an 8 mana spell. So hopefully they top deck reanimate. Cabal Therapy will be good later. Suppose they can reanimate my rats. What we need is a duress here. Factory is pretty good. Factory is very good. I can attack them for 2, and I can flash back to therapy if I want to. Alright, they kind of need to get this force into play now. Well, maybe not. In future turns, they'll be at lower life, but they'll also have more cards in their hand, so they won't get hit by the rack, even if they start casting spells. Now, attack for sure. The question is when to therapy them. It could be now. I feel like they were pausing last turn, so maybe they had something they could play. They could play like a duress effect. I could name... I mean, I think I'll just name Reanimate, because I know they play 4 of that one at least, and I haven't seen one yet. But I can't really flashback therapy now. Also, if I tap it, it's going to be harder to attack with Winter Orb next turn. So I could just wait till next turn. Yeah, I think I'll just wait till next turn. The other thing is I'm not quite sure them discarding a card will change the clock at all. If they're at 2 life and I do hit twice with therapy, it could be the case that they only have 1 card in their hand, like if they play a land now or something. Okay, opponent has decided to make the math easy for me. They just concede. I mean, Verdant Force is the worst. Oh, I could have sided in Dystopia. I didn't even think about that, because all of their good things to reanimate are green and white. Dystopia is still not great versus Verdant Force, though. I could do Powder Keg. Alright, I think these Smothers have to go. I think that, for sure, is an answer. I think Powder Keg and a Dystopia is reasonable. And I'll side out the Bottomless Pit and bring in a second Dystopia. And we did see Gemstone, so it makes me... So Wasteland's not completely dead. Doesn't seem great, though. This is the difficult part of sideboarding, because all of these cards are pretty bad, but which one's slightly better than the other one? Hard to know. I think I definitely want all of these in. Curse Scroll, I still probably want. The rack is completely necessary. Rats is dicey, because it can turn on their own engine. So you have to time it. You can't just play them for no reason. But if you have like turn 1 Duress, or they already have the Putrid Imp, then it doesn't matter so much. And it's kind of an important part of our deck. But maybe you just don't want 4. Yeah, I'll bring in 1 Smother. Because I feel like smothering an imp and then innocent blooding their big monster is a thing that we might have to do. Well, this hand's not perfect. It could definitely lose. I really want to see a Crypt or a Furnace. Having one of those is just such a good insurance policy. But we have a Duress, and Duress is like even more important. So we can keep it. And we do a Funeral Charm for the Imp. And then Dystopia if the creature they reanimate is not Verdant Force. So I think we do have to keep hands like this. I just wish this Curse Scroll was something else. And they could have turn 1 Duress for us, so we can't just mulligan to Crypt. Alright, opponent is on turn 1, Putrid Imp. Very good. And they have the Lotus Petal. Oh, they play it. Okay. Well, we have the Duress. They have 3 cards in their hand. Hopefully it's not exactly 1 big creature and 2 Reanimator spells. Luckily for us, it was the other way around. 2 big creatures. And they have another Imp, which is okay, because Dystopia will kill this no matter what. So I'm very happy to see these and not the Verdant Force. Oh, and there's a Furnace, which is also quite good here. Quite good. But we have to kill this first. And then we'll play the furnace so we can let that get to work. All right, we just have to kill the Putrid Imp before they draw Verdant Force. Or not be tapped out. They drew a Swamp. This is good. They have 2 cards in their hand, and we know what they are. Because they need 2 cards to kill us. They need to draw the Force, and they need to draw the Reanimation spell. So we're pretty good here. Ooh, second Furnace is probably the best thing we could have drawn. I don't think they can get through 2 Furnaces. Play the Scroll so that next turn we can kill the Imp. They'll have to discard these things, but they can't because we have 2 Furnaces. Curse Scroll very good here as a way of finishing the game. Because if you really are glacially slow, they can, they can just end up hardcasting one of these things. Especially if they play Dark Ritual. Can catch you by surprise. Alright, opponent discard the Chroma, but did not reanimate it. I kind of thought that meant, like, why would you discard it before you have the reanimation spell? I don't know. I guess maybe they realized what Phyrexian Furnace does? Okay. Reanimating it post-combat is certainly a choice. Maybe they're trying to catch me F6'd, but come on. Well, even though we have the Dystopia, we will definitely just grab it with the Furnace first. A lot of scrolls. This is going to make it hard to activate these scrolls. Okay, well, I'll just take the 50-50, I think. Oh, but then I cannot... if I miss... Okay, I'll wait till their end step. Because if I miss on the scroll and they draw another Reanimate, then I won't be able to activate Furnace. They drew a Lotus Petal. Okay. And they're not even attacking. Let's see. All right, we named Duress and we hit. That's fun. This goes here. I can Therapy the Angel just to do that. And I will, but not now. Or I'll just do it now to increase my curse scroll odds. No, I'll wait, but it's tempting. All right, we named Duress again so as to not show them extra cards if we don't have to, but we did. We show them Dystopia. Another Swamp is fine. Therapy the Angel. They have a Therapy of their own, which, no, that's good because then I can Duress it. They should have played it because they knew I had Duress in my hand. I don't know. All right, they've conceded the match, round 1 versus Reanimator. We got them, and I'll just keep playing. It's a lovely morning to play some Magic. Round 2. Hand's got some good cards. Keep these cards. Opponent's on Polluted Delta. I don't know what that means, so I'm going to find out. Oh, okay, this is what it means. Black. Blue-black. Is this just a Psychatog deck? I guess we take the Gush. I'm happy I have Furnace for AK. Could take the Opt, but I just hate Gush so much. And we'll have to think about when's the best time to use the other Duress. This Furnace, you kind of want to get some of these AKs for free. It's going to be difficult to get through all these cards, though. Well, I definitely want Furnace to resolve. I'm happy they cannot cast this counterspell. They're portenting, targeting themselves. I guess they're searching for an island. Yeah, Furnace is fun versus Psychatog because you can just, like, their whole game plan is to have, like, 50 cards in their graveyard at the end of the game. And you can kind of chip away at that concept. And you have Duress. I'm not sure I want to use it though. I kind of want to use it a little more strategically. So I want to funeral charm them, but if I was gonna funeral charm them, I should have funeral charmed them in my upkeep in response to the portent trigger. That was a kind of a mistake. So I think I'll wait on that one too, actually. Because if I play it now, they're just gonna discard this AK, and if they draw another AK, then that'd be good for them, bad for me. Bottomless Pit, that's exactly the sort of thing we want to resolve. So I will wait on that. I'll cast this Rats. Here they're going to discard the AK. Oh, they found something better to discard. Deep Analysis. Well, that's annoying, but I don't think I can exile it with Furnace. Here's their AK. I'll fire off the charm now. They discard the foil. Fine. At least Deep Analysis is a sorcery, so they'll have to tap out during their turn. And then 3 life is not nothing. Yeah, I mean, they definitely should do it, especially because they can still have Counterspell mana up. But look, they're at 16. If they play Counterspell, they'll go down to 14. Rats is 13. I really wanted another land with which to just play this Duress and Bottomless Pit together. But maybe I just have to play it anyways. Or I could just Duress them and attack with Factory. It's not terrible. Yeah, I think I'll do that. See if they counter this Duress. I don't think they should. Like, the extra point of damage might matter here. I guess the polluted deltas, like, that's gonna cost them a life, whether they do it now or later. Doesn't matter. Yeah, they counterspell now. That means they probably drew another counterspell. Alright, but they're at 11. Here's the Psychatog. That's fine. Wasteland's a good draw. Because I want to Bottomless Pit and smother the Psychatog. But I guess I can do that next turn. Yeah. I'll play the Wasteland. Play Bottomless Pit. So now I can waste the Underground River, or I can hold it up to activate Furnace if they play another AK. Because that's kind of what I'm most afraid of. And a Gush. Ooh, they have foil ready. Now, they're down to 1 card in their hand, but well, I'm glad I have Smother. I'm just thinking about whether it's worth it to crack this Wasteland or not. Like, maybe not. Like, I might play Pox. Well, I'll go for it. This is just a turn cycle where I need their last card not to be AK. They're attacking here, which is kind of weird. I mean, they can't pump the Psychatog, so what are they doing? They just want to get him for 1? Yeah, they had the AK. That's annoying. We are so close to reaching it with the Furnace. Okay, they are pumping it a little bit. I don't know why. Yeah, they're pumping it more. I really don't know why getting in for 3 now is part of their game plan. I don't know. I've never played this deck. Maybe I don't understand the dynamic. And then they pumped it again after damage. And again after damage. I gotta be honest, opponent. I don't see it. Okay, well, definitely exile that. And we're gonna go for the Smother here. Save the Pox for later. Save the Pox for when they have 4 lands or 4 cards in their hand. And when I have maybe fewer creatures and I don't have to sacrifice so much myself. Or they just have another one right away. Ah, very good. They have 4 lands. Okay, so I think we can Pox now. You sacrifice creatures before lands. Okay, so I can animate Factory, sacrifice it. They do not shuffle. Oh, Funeral Charm. So sad. If this was a swamp, I could get them down to 0 cards. Okay, so I haven't played in a while, but I'm pretty sure this works. In the box. Sad, we have to discard Funeral Charm, which is, I mean, it's really good in this spot when they're just on top decks. We sacrifice 1 creature. Sickening Dreams. And then we only have to sacrifice 1 land. So we get to keep the rats. Alright, they chose to keep Double Island. So either they have a swamp on top of their library, but they shuffled with, no, they didn't shuffle with Portent, so they know what they're drawing. So either they know they're drawing a swamp, or they have like a counterspell in their hand. Or Gush. Gush would be good. If they do like swamp Psychatog, we might actually be in trouble here. And they didn't. That's good. Opponent concedes with 0 permanents in play. That's the Pox life. Well, graveyard stuff I think definitely goes in. And Smother, pretty decent. Opponent's playing very fast and loose with their Psychatogs. But I want to keep the Pits and the Pox. I want to keep the Scourge. This card seems good. Curse Scroll, less good, because they don't have any creatures, really. Okay, well, I think we do have too much creature removal. I guess the Funeral Charms can go. And then probably side out Innocent Blood. Maybe more Innocent Bloods? No, I'll keep 2 of them in. I think that's right. Okay, we can keep this. More rats is fine. I wish we did have the furnace. Okay, they annul the curse scroll. It's kind of fine. Next turn we could therapy. We'll just play rats. We'll just play rats. Alright, this turn we can rats and therapy, which I'm sure is what I want to do. Just not sure the order of things. What are we naming with therapy? We can name the Psychatog. We can just name the counterspell. I'll name counterspell. They could have Gush. They could have Fact of Fiction. Okay. It's an interesting hand. Play the Wasteland. Play the Rats. See if they want to Sickening Dreams. Oh, we can actually just flashback with therapy, probably. And Gush, they're casting AK. Is that better than discarding it? Discard Portent. I think we definitely have to name Gush here. Okay. Alright, that's pretty good. Next turn. Maybe I'll Wasteland them? Bottomless Pit. Well, they only have 1 card in their hand, so now's a good time to play Scourge. Unless they draw a Gush. Now, if they draw a Gush, I'll be so salty. But then we're going to play Bottomless Pit, so we should be okay. Ooh, Deep Analysis. That's also super good for them. Furnace is okay. But I think I have to do Bottomless Pit. Maybe they discard the Sickening Dreams, but if they don't, it'll make it... They can flashback Deep Analysis and cast Sickening Dreams, which I guess is what they're going to do. But at least it'll be a little painful. They'll have to discard 2 cards. And then they'll be kind of, you know... Well, we'll all be back to square one. But I think it's the right play for them. Yeah, now they have 5 cards in their hand. Wow, they didn't want to do it. Okay, I hope I don't discard the Furnace. Ooh, Duress. Duress is quite good. We get to see why they didn't. Maybe they think they can just do it next turn? Oh, because they have Smother. Okay. Well, that's a lot of good cards, opponent. I guess I actually take the AK here. Because I no longer care about Sickening Dreams, like, at all. Psychatog is a problem. And AK, if they play it, I would have to sacrifice my furnace, and I'm not. I'd rather not, so I just take the AK. And then do I wasteland them is the question. And I think the answer is yes. All right, and they play Psychatog, and I just have to dance around that until I draw a removal spell for it. Well, not a Psychatog, but it's a pretty good draw, actually. Because I can name the portent. And then they'll have to discard Fact or Fiction. Thank God. And I just have to get to that AK before top deck one becomes less brutal. All right, let's see if they just attack me and exile their graveyard for no reason again. And they drew the land. So future Fact or Fictions are on. All right, I didn't block, but this time... All right, I'm gonna tell this guy in the chat, you have to pump before damage. All right, he's pumping again after damage. Okay, we drew Duress, useless, but we can exile AK number 1, and we get to attack. All right, they drew a Portent, which is pretty bad for them because you draw the card on my upkeep, and then they'll have to discard it during their upkeep. So unless they draw an instant, which of course their deck is full of them, but hopefully nothing too good. All right, opponent attacks. Now, I tried to explain now is the time to pump your Psychatog, so let's see if they do. Okay, and it looks like they're going to. They exiled their own AK, so that's good. So I guess if this is the way they're going to play it, I can just cash in this Furnace to draw a card. Not now. Alright, I'll draw my Swamp. But I don't think I will, because they'll discard it during their upkeep, and then I guess I'll set a stop on their upkeep. Alright, they discarded a Web, which is good. Now I'll exile it to make sure I'm not taking extra damage. And as long as they don't draw, Gush or Fact or Fiction, then I'm fine with us trading 1 damage per turn. Okay, they discarded their card to pump it. Makes sense. It's just an annul. Well, I don't know. What if I draw the rack, like right now? But I didn't. Now I'll discard it, so they can't pump their Tog. But we are winning this race unless they discard their card every turn for Psychatog. Which is a thing they can do and have been doing, so... Well, opponent found the line. Not this turn. This turn they like their card. But they didn't play it, so that's interesting. Maybe it's a smother. Hey, we got the wreck. Well, let's attack first to see if it's creature removal. It could be counterspell. Last turn they discarded a counterspell. I mean, I could flashback therapy, is the thing. Well, I don't know. I'll play it. All right, it resolved. So I don't know what they kept. Let's see. It was a smother. And they just simply didn't play it. All right, opponent cast Portent and did not attack. So they should just be dead to the rack. And they've conceded. All right, 2-0. Having a good morning. I should look at the camera when I'm talking to you. There you are. Let's go to round 3. Round 3. We win the die roll. We're up against cropwitter. Now, if I knew we were playing goblins or something, maybe I'd keep it, but I'll mulligan. I'll keep this one. Bottom of swamp. Swamp, go. Play swamp, go if you want to get the pox first. You play factory first if you're going to attack with factory. I am going to cast pox next turn. Maybe not. Maybe not. Pillar. This is bad for me. Pox. All right, so look, the thing about Pox and Pillar is Pillar triggers on pretty much every spell they cast except Power Blast. Gotta help me. So you can kind of, you can almost put them in the spot where like they can't cast their spells. Oh, they found a second Pillar. So yeah, see, look, every lightning bolt they do does 3 damage to me, but it does 4 damage to them. Think about it. Oh, they don't block. I don't know what that means. I expected them to block. I was going to smother their factory. Well, I'll still smother their factory. Right? Smother does 4 damage to me, but takes away this from them. I don't know. I'll do it. It's close, though. I'm just happy I can keep attacking with my factory. All right, do I want to pox is the question. I think I do. I have to sacrifice 2 lands and 2 cards. Yeah, all right, I'm going to try it. Pox. All right, I go to 11. I mean, I'm probably dead. This is the last spell I'm going to cast. Does that mean I should discard Pox? I don't know. I have so many lands. Yeah, I can't imagine playing another Pox. And they have to discard 2 cards and sacrifice 2 lands. So they just keep Fire Blast. But I'm not going to play another spell. And this turn, they're going to go to 8. They discarded 2 mountains. All right, if they have Lightning Bolt Fire Blast, I win. They're incinerating my factory. See, they're at 6. Oh my god, I drew Curse Scroll. That's like almost what I need. I hang on to it for now. I mean, they gotta have a Fire Blast in their hand, right? Oh, 3 or less. If this was 2 or less, it'd be so much better. Like, do I just play Scroll? I'm trying to think of how I can win without playing Scroll. Alright, the problem is, if they have Fire Blast and Lightning Bolt, they can win right now if those are their last 2 cards. Now, I feel like they have, like, they're going to draw those eventually. So I don't think I can afford to wait until I draw another factory. There are no spells in my deck that don't trigger Pillar. Curse Scroll, funnily, it doesn't actually win me the game, though, because if I play it, like, what if I draw a spell next turn? Then Scroll's down to 50-50. I can't cast my spells. I have 1 more spell to cast for the rest of this game. If I cast either of these and they just have Fire Blast right now, I lose. But I feel like if they have Fire Blast, I lose this game no matter what. So the name of the game is actually trying to win before they draw Fire Blast. And I think Curse Scroll is the best chance to that happening. It's either that or just play nothing until I draw Factory. But I feel like they will draw the burn before I draw the Factory. And they have factories too, so they might draw... I don't know if they play the full 4, but it's pretty close. So I think I just play Scroll and hope they just don't have Fire Blast in their hand and hope that Curse Scroll hits enough times. If I just draw land, it could work out. Definitely have to stop my upkeep. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Opponent says in the chat they are a fan of my videos. Let's see. Can I show you the chat? Put it there. I'll say, thanks. I'm actually recording this now for a new video. They're coming back. All right. Oh, here's my scroll. Let's see if they have the Fire Blast. They can't lightning bolt me. That's the good part of this plan. So I should not F6 just in case they think to. All right, well, they didn't bolt me or Fire Blast me. Playing a 4-mana spell. Oh, they're not allowed to have 4-mana spells. I didn't think about Earthquake. Did not think about Earthquake. It's close too, because Scroll would have put them to 1. Okay. Well, we lost the pillar, which happens. Let's see. Spinning Darkness can gain us some life sometimes. Bottle Gnomes almost always gains us life. And Smother is good, and Plague is actually decent, I think. Bottomless Pit, worse. Pox, very worse. And the graveyard stuff, irrelevant. Furnace. Then we cut probably just another Bottomless Pit. Yeah, I think that's fine. I guess Bottomless Pit, a little bit better if they're playing stuff like Earthquake, but we'll see. And move my camera position here. Is that better or worse? Let's see how it blocks my hand when we get back to the match. All right, so my face is covering up the lands, so I'm gonna put it back in the corner. Try to center myself. You know, it's the first time I'm doing this. If you have any feedback, let me know. All right, we got lands and spells. Seems fine. First scroll, one of the better things you can have. So yeah, definitely keeping it. Let's see. I'll play the Curse Scroll now. They could have Overload, but I want to play Rats on turn 2, and I don't know what I'm going to play Smother next, so just to curve out, I'll play it now. All right, we drew Wasteland, which is not great. Would rather have drawn the Swamp. I'll play Rats. I could Therapy for the Pillar. I'm not too worried about Pillar. This game looking better. Like if they play Pillar right now, I can attack with Rats, I can activate Scroll, all sorts of things. Mog Fanatic. Not what I wanted to see. A Swamp. I could name Sulfuric Vortex or Fire Blast. Those are both cards that I don't particularly want to play against. They could sack the Fanatic right now to hit my Rats to deny me the flashback, because if they don't, I probably will flash it back, because otherwise this Fanatic is almost certainly going to hit these Rats. But I do want to clear the Fanatic off the board, so my Factory can be more effective, so Spinning Darkness can be more effective. I mean, we could name the thing that we don't want to see, which is Sulfuric Vortex, or we could name a thing they're more likely to have, which is like, I don't know, Incinerate or something. Lightning Bolt. I'll name the Vortex, because I think we do lose to that. They have the Overload and the Bolt. Okay, well, I am definitely going to flash it back. Let's see if they overload the Curse Scroll, which I think they should. And then I'll name Bolt. They have, yeah, here's the Overload. Okay. They have Org, which I declare is a problem for another day. Can't attack if I have an untapped creature with power 3 or greater. Huh. Well, I don't have one of those. And I can't currently answer it, so maybe maybe I am just going to lose to this. Who knows? Okay. I'll smother your Fanatic. Funeral Charm would be good if I didn't have to take 2 damage from it. I'm definitely attacking. So this turn they're going to play the Mountain. They're going to draw a card. If they play it... Alright, I'm going to save the Funeral Charm. Hopefully Org will be like the last card in their hand. They didn't play it. Yeah, I think I have to cast a charm. I was hoping they'd play a creature, especially one that Smother in Darkness could hit. That'd be good. They drew a Firebolt. Oh, I drew a Smother. Smother, not helpful. I may have underestimated Org. Alright, well, they didn't draw the land. Ooh, Curse Scroll is good, I guess. Curse Scroll and Spinning Darkness is 5 damage. Org is a 6/6 trample. Well, I'm gonna play it. I don't know what they drew. It wasn't a land, but it wasn't a spell they played. I mean, I guess it's a burn spell. They're just gonna hold on to it. Okay, Earthquake for 3. Is that wise? I don't know. Alright, well, unfortunately for us, we're just drawing things we can't play. I could duress them, but I just don't know what they would have. I mean, it's definitely not a land. That part's good. It could be a creature. I want to get cards out of my hand for the scroll. But I don't want to take 2 damage for, like, no reason. I don't know. I think I have to. And if I'm going to kill this Org, I do have to have fewer cards in my hand. So, okay, we got the Fire Blast. So that was a good call. Happy to clear that out. All right, opponent continues to not draw lands or spells. Swamp was a very good draw, because now we can attack with Factory and activate Curse Scroll. And it's not a card that gets stuck in our hand. They're incinerating my Factory. Makes sense. So what I could do is Spinning Darkness my own Factory. I will gain 3 life and guarantee a scroll hit. The only reason not to do this is if it's gonna matter with opponent's creatures. I don't think it will. The opponent's not really playing Jackal Pups in this build, I guess. Alright, they're at 7. Wish they were at 6. And they found the Org. Alright, we're at 13 though, which is, you know, we have 1 extra life here. But I guess we're losing this. We need to draw Pox or Innocent Blood. No, or at least it's not something that got stuck in our hand. Yeah, we'll say go. Factory or Rats could block for a turn, but that doesn't actually change the clock. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be at 1 life after all this. Oh, was I supposed to waste the waste? I'm sure I was. But they're doing it for me. The Rack would also win, I think. Pox would win. The Rack. Perfect. So we go to 5. Alright, I think I'm going to have to get rid of the Smothers here. Alright, that was a close game. Smother looking very weak. Even Powder Keg, you know, I played that in turn 2. I can get it up to 5. But I think the Bottomless Pits look better. And Powder Keg does not hit enchantments. I wish it did. Maybe just Pox then. I mean, I could leave him in versus Mog Fanatic, but I mean, it just got stuck in my hand. I could bring in the Powder Keg. 1 Powder Keg, 1 Pox. Let's give it a try. Alright, opponent has Duress. Oh, I forgot to take out the Plagues. Plagues probably pretty bad. I mean, I can name Goblin. Yeah, there's 1 Goblin. We'll see. Start with a Duress. Try to grab that Pillar. No Pillar. Just a bunch of burn spells. I guess we take the Bolt. Plays Wasteland. It's fine. Alright, I kind of want to Plague the Fanatic. So, do I Therapy them? I guess so. They're going to Incinerate me. Alright, and then I guess I just name Firebolt. Not great, but whatever. Now they have another Incinerate. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna Plague the Goblin because otherwise this does nothing. And I kind of want it to do something. And now I can play my creatures. And opponent's on the org plan, I suppose. I'll play rats. They discard a mountain, so their hand is incinerate. Unfortunately, they can incinerate my rats. But I guess I'll just make them. I guess I could have... Oh yeah, I did this completely wrong. I should have waited till they drew a card. That way if they drew a spell, they would have to discard it. That was dumb. Luckily, they just drew a land anyways. I mean, I guess I could have gotten it, so yeah, that was dumb. Now the rack, probably our best draw. It's going to deal them a lot of damage quickly and make it so they cannot play any spell they draw. And then hopefully I draw a discard spell. A duress would be the best, because then I can duress them and then flashback therapy, and I got 2 racks cooking. Bottomless pit, also incredibly good. That's just game. Opponent says GG's. GG's to my opponent. All right, we're 3-0. Round 4. And this hand has a lot of lands. I don't think I can keep a 5 swamp hand. All right, this one looks much more reasonable. I guess we can put back the Pox because we're pretty far away from casting that. Once on Mountain Jackal Pup. Okay, I can deal with that. I've heard of this before. We will duress. Grab that curse scroll. All right, but we still have problems. Curse scroll was one problem. Wasteland's not great for us, and this Grim Lavamancer, not going to be easy. Well, I guess we have our own curse scroll, so we just got to get to it. Okay, play our Wasteland so they can waste that, and we'll play our rats. Rats should be good here. I'm sure they didn't draw a mountain, so they're going to have to discard an action spell. They discarded Volcanic Hammer. Sick art, by the way. I love this portal printing. They did waste our Wasteland immediately, and they're attacking here. Oh, you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. This is almost worth a screenshot. I don't know that this has ever happened. My rats just gets to get the chump block of Jackal Pup. All right, here's your Lavamancer. And they continue to not draw land. So we'll play the rats. They can... I won't get the block again, presumably, but they'll have to discard hopefully like a Fire Blast or something. Goblin Patrol. Okay, yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, here they drew the land. They can kill the rats. They attack. Drew Wasteland. Not good. Play the scroll. And we play the rack, or we block with Factory? I think I want to play the rack. Oh, I mean, rack only does 2 damage. So we block with Factory. They can just bolt the Factory if they draw a bolt, but if they have a bolt, I kind of want them both to cast it and to not target me. And we can definitely activate Curse Scroll next turn. Now, if they kill the Factory, then we might not be able to cast... We might not be able to activate Scroll next turn. If I rack now, I'll definitely be able to activate Scroll next turn. But we're at 14, and they're going to deal 4 damage to us. And if they have a bolt... No, I think we got to try to block with the Factory. Either we draw the land next turn, and we guaranteed the Scroll, or... we don't, but it's still 50-50. So I'm going to try to block. Presumably, they've drawn some kind of instant speed burn spell. There it is. But our life total, you know, getting real dicey here. I drew a land. Oh, that doesn't actually help. Play the swamp. I've got to curse scroll the Jackal Pup. I guess I don't have to do it now in case they have like land ball lightning, but this game might come down to this curse scroll flip here. But next turn, I can get my hand empty. Barbarian Ring. Okay, starting to see some of that dis-synergy here. Well, I'll definitely give it our best try. Ah, missed. That's brutal. All right, 8. Lavamancer will put us at 6. So they just draw a burn spell at like any time and we're dead. Play the rack. Let's see. Yeah, just say go. Yeah, we're just dead like right now. Okay, they drew Bloodstained Mire. So they can activate Lavamancer again. But still doesn't really matter which one I kill. Either way, I'm taking 2 extra damage. Swamp. Alright, well, they're saying we're not dead. Innocent Blood. Okay, that kind of works. So I'll... Oh, it doesn't work. Never mind. I was thinking I could scroll the Lavamancer in response to the Bloodstained Mire, but of course it's already in the graveyard, so that doesn't help. Alright. Well, here we are. I'm at 4 life against a burn deck. Seems unlikely. Goblin Vandal. That's good. Anything that doesn't kill me gives me a chance here. I guess it's better to curse scroll them here in case I draw like another Innocent Blood or something. They have 1 card in their hand. Ooh, Funeral Charm. I could have them discard their card because that will deal an extra damage to them from rack. And on the off chance it's not an instant. Yeah, I think I have to do it. Let's see what it is. It's probably a lightning bolt. No, opponent. Maybe they're F6, it seems. It's probably just a land. Yep, just a land. And then I can curse scroll the Vandal. Alright, we're getting somewhere. 4 is the worst life to be at. If I was at 5, I would say there's a chance. Now they just draw Fire Blast, and I'm dead. Oh well, we're trying our best. Yeah, see, if I'd won that curse scroll flip earlier, this would be a different game. Well, we'll bring in the gnomes, and this time I do like Plague because they have the Jackal Pup and everything, and a lot of little goblins. I'm bringing the Smother for sure. And Bottomless Pit and Pox go out, and the Phyrexian Furnaces can go out. They do have those threshold things in the other wizard, but it's not really worth it. All my other cards do things, so I will, yeah, keep it like this. You could bring in Powder Keg against, there's so many 1-drops if you want, but do have a lot of 1-mana spells. I will keep this. It's risky, but we can afford to miss a land drop a few times in a row. As long as we draw the second land eventually, it should be okay. I'll start with Duress. Take the Cursed Scroll. Well, they have 2 Grim Lavamancers, but of course they're going to play 1 turn 1, so we're not going to get them both with the Therapy unless they draw a Jackal Pup or something. Maybe. So if they play a Lavamancer, do we play Innocent Blood or Cabal Therapy? Probably the Therapy. There's a Lavamancer. Well, we can play both. That's nice. I guess we'll name the other Grim Lavamancer. And they drew Fanatic. Why didn't they just play Fanatic? Come on. Get rid of that one. Here's the Fanatic. Here's the Seal of Fire. Alright, I'll play Innocent Blood. They F6 themselves. Yeah, I'll run out of rack. I could like save it and hope to deal some surprise damage because now they know to keep cards in their hands, but I don't know. They can't keep too much in their hand anyways. Yeah, I'll play my Wasteland. Yeah, I'll play out the second rack. Alright, now we need like a Cursed Scroll or something to start dealing them damage. Ravenous Rats would be the best draw. All right, and they found another Seal of Fire, which definitely makes any like factories I draw worse. And we know they have a Wasteland in their hand. I was hoping they'd play it so that my factories would be better, but they haven't. But I'm happy they played it. Like, they could have just kept it in their hand, but because of the racks, but they didn't, so they lose another 2 life. Like, they're not sacrificing it. That was a free 2 damage. Swamp, not good. Hopefully I stop drawing those. Remember, we kept this 1 land hand, and now we're flooding out. Oh no, they found their own curse scroll. Well, they can't activate it. And when they do, they'll have 3 cards in their hand, so it will be inefficient. Yeah, they just love playing Seal of Fires. I just love drawing swamps. They found a Barbarian Ring. They're at 6 cards. But of course they can just activate Seal of Fire anytime they want. I'll wait till they do something. Here they could tap to activate Curse Scroll, for example. Nope, they're activating Seal of Fire. Don't know why they want to do that now. And they're activating Barbarian Ring just right now. Okay, buddy. They could have played Wasteland. They didn't have to play Barbarian Ring. I don't know. Alright, we found our own Curse Scroll. Our Curse Scroll will be very effective. As long as they don't have Overload. Come on, don't kill it. Alright, opponent not interested in activating their Curse Scroll. Even though they only have a 1 in 3 chance. Like, it's free to do, right? Swamp. This is also why I kept these swamps in my hand. I know I played a few of them, but I don't want to play any more because now, if I draw something, I can not play it because, you know, it's better. I will play Duress, though. There's an argument to keep it, which is opponent might put themselves at exactly 3 cards to be out of rack range, and then Duress could take them down, and that's an extra 2 points of damage. And there's only a 1 in 4 chance I miss with Curse Scroll. But 1 in 4 I think is too high. And if they have a Fire Blast here, like, they won't be able to play it, I don't think. But we'll see. Alright, they're incinerating me. Do they have 3 lands? Is that their only non-land spell? Oh, okay. Well, they have 2 cards left, and they're both lands. Okay, makes sense. But they do take 2 damage from the rack. And now, every time they play a card, they're going to take 2 damage. And luckily, this is a Wasteland and not a basic mountain, which makes their Curse Scroll much worse. Swamp. They go to 7. We draw Factory, which is okay. It's going to be difficult for this to attack, but... And, you know, if that's what they've been saving this Wasteland for, now they got that going for them. Opponent chose Mountain and revealed Mog Fanatic. Okay. So we know their hand. There's your Wasteland. So maybe I wasn't supposed to play a Factory. But on the other hand, I don't want to risk just getting unlucky on the Curse Scroll, so I'm not going to not play it. Remember, we're at 6 life, and if the Curse Scroll hits us, we'll go to 4. So if they have a Fire Blast, they can probably win. Just gotta hope this Curse Scroll keeps missing. Their 3rd card is a Fire Blast. They could float mana and just cast it and have a 50-50 chance. But if that was the case, they probably should have played the Mountain. Yeah, they name Mountain and reveal Mountain. It's the same one, so I don't know what that means, but now we're at 4. And Mog Fanatic puts us at 3. So actually, they don't have enough mana to do it all, but if they just draw a Lightning Bolt, they're pretty close. Alright, we're at 5. Which is actually 1. Yeah, if they just play the Mog Fanatic, we're dead. But they chose not to. We'll name Swamp. Alright, we draw a discard spell, and we can win. Ah, Factory. Well, we can put them at 1. Pretty close. If we didn't draw only lands, we'd be Sure, we could have strung something together. See if opponent figured it out. All right, we're at 1 and they have a Fanatic in their hand. Can they do it? Hey, they got it. All right, very close game. Very close match. But, well, I guess we would have had to play around game 3. That's okay. You win some, you lose some. And round 5 is going to be a good one. Round 5. Android Oatmeal. Ooh, I like this hand. Android says, howdy. All right, we'll start with the Curse Scroll. No point in starting with Cabal Therapy. Let's at least figure out what they're playing. They're playing Swamps. No duress. Nah, they get to take my Bottomless Pit. Should probably Therapy something. It's hard to imagine. Like, this could be still a lot of decks. And I'd want to Therapy whatever creature threat they might play. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to play Therapy this turn, but this still could be a lot of different decks. It could be mono black, black white, black green. I want to know a little bit more. And I couldn't think of any black spell that I cared about. Plus the Pox at least can mop up a creature if I can cast it. So hopefully. All right, they're on Oath, which is interesting. I mean, I don't have any creatures at the moment. Ah, okay, Duress. Duress, my friend. Yes. Tell me what's gonna happen. They have Smother. I don't care about Smother. I don't care about the second Oath either. Probably should have just taken the Smother. Yeah, that was kind of dumb. Well, I'll start playing my cards. Actually, well, I can play Therapy next turn. Okay, Furnace. Well, Furnace is okay. I'll play it. And then do I Therapy them or take the 50-50 on Curse Scroll? I think I'll take the 50-50. Furnace might be relevant if it's like a Terravore style Oath deck. We will see. I'm sure they have lots of Treetop Villages, so... And I'll probably play this Pox as soon as I can. Rats... Okay, rats can... I can sacrifice rats to Therapy, so it's okay. So I'll name Smother. Got the Smother. And... Do I play rats, actually? Because they don't have anything else to discard. If I knew what they were going to flip into, I might just let it trigger. If I had the third land to play Pox, I mean, I could just play rats next turn, right? What's the rush? They should probably play Factory. I'm kind of choked on mana here. I enjoy having these wastelands available. I don't know how we're going to win this game. It's going to be a long Curse Scroll game, especially if we keep losing these flips. Alright, this time we'll go for Pox. Nope, missed again. And another Therapy. It's not easy to get these cards out of my hand. Let's see, what could they have drawn that they didn't play? I don't know. Name something. Name Naturalize. Because if they do have it, that's something I would like to get. Mox Diamond. Alright, I'll play the rats. Let's see if they discard the diamond. They should, because I'm definitely going to flashback Therapy and name Diamond if they don't. And they did. Well, we're going to flashback our Therapy. Name Abbey Gargoyles. Exile a card from their graveyard and say go. Alright, interesting they're not playing either of these lands. I guess they're anticipating the rack. Oh, they found room for a forest. And we drew rats. Now, I'll do the same thing again, I guess. Alright, their hand is Mishra's Factory. Exile the diamond. Say go. Alright, maybe next turn we can deal them 2 damage. Not bad for turn 7. No, my Pox. Well, at least that guarantees the scroll works. I was excited about casting that box, though. All right, now we are getting somewhere. Bottomless pit. Yes, please. This is where we want the game to be. We just need a rack. See, they should have played the factory, and then I would have to use one of my wastelands. Okay, that is nothing. So we will exile a card from the graveyard and say go. Should we wasteland the gemstone mine? If I had more lands, I would, because they might, like, I don't know what they're oathing into. It might be a 6-drop. Is Iridescent Angel a 6-drop? Like, if they have mine, it's probably because they have, like, big multicolored creatures. All right, I'll help you out. I'll show you what I have. I'll name Cabal Therapy, and then you can name Cabal Therapy. All right, Swamp. Swamp's good. Yeah, so my question is, are they playing Gemstone Mine because there just are no good black-green dual lands in the format, or are they playing it because there's like a third color? Because if there's a third color, I should definitely wasteland the mine. Otherwise, I would probably want to save the wasteland for factories and treetop villages. So that was a questionable play for sure. But I did it. Another bottomless pit. No, I don't need to play that. I drew an oath. That's fine. Yeah, I guess I don't know if this is a Terravore deck or not. I guess it's not, to be honest. So exiling all these lands probably doesn't matter too much. But I don't really want to draw a card now either, so just keep doing it. I hope they just draw their big creature, and then we get to see what it is. All right, we drew Swamp, we named the Swamp, we played the Swamp. They had Innocent Blood. They have Wasteland of their own. Yeah, so now if they draw Treetop Village, like, what do I do? Looks like, I mean, this is a very controlly deck. They have a lot of interaction and Oath. So, not quite sure what that means, but we'll see. Well, I drew a Smother. I'll just say go. Looks like this Curse Scroll is going to get there. Maybe they play Naturalize. Maybe they play Deed. Deed would be very good for them. And they can play it and activate it at the same turn. So maybe I'm supposed to wasteland them so they don't do that. Yeah, the fact that they didn't waste me makes me think I was supposed to waste them. All right, they have a Terravore. I could Smother it. I could exile my own land. I could Curse Scroll it. I could let my Oath trigger first. I don't think I want to let my Oath trigger first, though. Yeah, I think I will just Smother it. Well, good to know. It's a Terravore deck. Okay, well, I drew Factory, so now's the time to do that. Name the factory, play the factory, exile their Terravore, say go. All right, we're getting somewhere. All right, opponent has conceded the game. So that is how you beat a turn 1 Oath with this deck. They are a green enchantment deck. They could have Sylvan Library and stuff, and Dystopia does work against Terravore. I guess I'll bring it in. Smother's good against Terravore. Innocent Blood is less good, although they could switch it out. You know, their sideboard could be like other creatures. I could cut the Scourges. I could cut the Furnaces. That wasn't really doing anything. They might have a reanimation package. It's hard to know. And they have Mox Diamond, and they're on the play, so Duress is unlikely to, like, they might be able to play the green enchantments first. So I could side out a creature. Yeah, side out one Scourge, and just see how that looks. Alright, that means we're winning with Curse Scrolls and Racks. It's kind of the idea. But That was always the case. We didn't see any treetop villages, and we saw one factory. Did we see one factory? I forget. So you could bring in powder kegs or the spinning darkness. All right. Well, yeah, funeral charm, not great. But we do have some removal, and we have lands. I'll keep it. I mean, this hand does nothing, but last turn we won on turn 16, last game. So we have time to draw the things, that's what I'm trying to say. I'll play a rack. I don't want to overcommit into Pernicious Deed, something to keep in mind. But I have two of them, so I'll just play one. All right, opponent played Polluted Delta and cracked it to fetch a swamp, but then, you know, didn't play anything. I guess they have Smother from a factory. So I will simply not attack. I drew Bottomless Pit, which is exciting. I can play that next turn. I can Funeral Charm them, which I probably will do. Yeah, and then the question is, do I play... I guess I should have answered this question first. Do I play the second rack? Because I just said don't overextend into Pernicious Deed, but I'm going to play the Bottomless Pit, which rewards overextending. Well, I'll play the Pit next turn for sure. Hopefully they attack with Village and I can smother it. If they don't do that, I will Funeral Charm them. And next turn play the Bottomless Pit. My opponent just said land go, so I guess I hit them with a Funeral Charm. I'll save it because I don't mind discarding it to the pit. They had the 3 mana, they didn't play out the deed, so maybe they don't have it. I mean, the argument to Funeral Charming them is, you know, Funeral Charm will make them discard their worst card, and then they are more likely to discard a better card to pit. But the same argument works in reverse on my hand, so let's just do it this way and see what happens. They discard a Wasteland, which is fine. I'm not really going to activate this factory for a long time, so I don't care too much about that. Now, let's see if they have the deed. No, they have a Gamekeeper. Okay. Okay, so this is what they got. Well, I mean, that's gonna work. So I have to... Actually, I have no way to kill it right now, but when it dies, and then I pox the big thing, that's kind of the plan. Of course, long-term plans don't work very well when you have a Bottomless Pit in play. Hopefully it just finds Terravore, because Terravore I can answer. But I'll play the rack, and then I guess I'll Funeral Charm them. And we're also going to lose to this Treetop Village. Assuming, you know, don't have Smother forever. So hopefully they can... Hopefully they activate Treetop Village and attack me for 5. And then I can Smother the village, and then, you know, I can just attack them with the factory. Alright, they did have a Smother. I mean, it depends what they flip into with Gamekeeper. Like, 2 racks Bottomless Pit is a pretty big clock, so maybe I can race whatever they find. No, they just attack with the Gamekeeper. That's okay, I can still attack with Factory. That's what I'm mostly wanting to do. I just want to... I'm going to have to race whatever they find, so... They played a land. So they're not trying to keep their hand full. They are edicting themselves. Okay, well, I can't stop this. I can only hope it's a Terravore. It's probably not. Now it's another Gamekeeper. Okay, that's good for me. I found a Call of the Herd. 2 Call of Herds. Oh, and they found a Cabal Therapy. Okay. It's another Gamekeeper. Okay, yeah, they're playing 3 Gamekeepers and 1, like, you know, good card. Alright, well, they found another Therapy. They only have 12 cards left in their library? Well, I guess that's enough. Depends. Yeah, they're going to Gamekeeper again, right? Then they name Smother, so... They got that in the first try. They have Haunting Echoes. Okay. Let's see where it is. Nah, 10 cards. Yeah. This was like the last card in the library. Maybe we could have won. And there's a Terravore. After they discard my Smothers. Well, I tried my best. We draw Pox right now. We would still lose, but it would be funny. Okay, so now we know what they're doing. But Gamekeeper... Okay, Gamekeeper does have the if you do. So if we exile the Gamekeeper, it doesn't work. None of these cards are good versus Gamekeeper, but we can bring in the graveyard stuff, is what I'm saying. Do we want to? Scourge would have been good there. I guess they have Smothers, but whatever. Pox. Pox is good versus Phantom Nashoba. Dystopia. So we can... Let's see. I said I wanted to get rid of the Funeral Charms, so that part's easy. I think we can trim one Dystopia. I like all the creatures, though. I guess the therapies are not the best because their deck has a wide variety of stuff, and I have no idea what's going to happen. So, all right, I'll trim some Cabal therapies. Let's see. Hopefully, they're not an oath. I should have taken a screenshot of that big graveyard to see all these things. But yeah, I didn't see any oaths. So I guess they're off the oath. Maybe. We'll find out. They do have Sylvan Library still. Oh yeah, and Call the Herd also is a good reason to bring in Furnace. Okay, turn one Furnace. Let's see what they got. Hopefully turn one Duress or something. I'm hoping this Scourge will be very impactful. Nothing. Let's see. I'll continue to play Swamps in case I want the Pox. We'll play Rats. This way, they can't just discard Call the Herd. Because we have a Furnace. That was nice. They discarded Tranquil Domain. Well, I could play the Bottomless Pit next turn. I do want to play the Scourge. Especially if they have Sylvan Library. And I can't even duress them and play everything. I should have played the Factory, then I could have at least attacked with the Factory. Man, I'm going to play the Bottomless Pit. I just want to be using my mana. And Scourge is the only thing I don't want to discard. So let's see what happens. Opponent discarded Naturalize. And let's see if they keep some cards. I'm always, I don't know, optimistic, I should say, about Sylvan Library. Maybe they'll pay 8 life here, and then they'll just lose the Skittering Scourge. Like, I've seen that happen plenty of times. I feel like they're going to keep at least one card, right? In the face of a Bottomless Pit. Yep, they kept the card. They found a Wasteland, which is fine. Hopefully I draw a Swamp. I can play Duress and Skittering Scourge. Yeah, that'd be best. Alright, next turn? No. Now they Duress me. That's fine. They can't take the Scourge. But my own Bottomless Pit can take the Scourge. That's what I'm most worried about. They took the Pox. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to cast Pox, but I'm not gonna... Of course I discard the Scourge. Well, at least Factory is something that can deal damage. Alright, they have 2 Smothers. Take one. Yeah, their hand is kind of nothing. They do have a Shuffle effect. So next turn they can put back the worst 2 from Sylvan Library. But they might discard it. Let's see. No, they discard the Smother. I feel like it's actually... I kind of wanted them to discard the Polluted Delta. Let's see if opponent feels they can pay 4 life for more cards. Sylvan Library, very fair card. 4 life is a lot of life to pay for 1 card. And we'll be attacking for 3 next turn. So, you know. I put the cards back, but they're not shuffling. They found a Wasteland. Yeah, Wasteland's pretty good. The last card is Polluted Delta. Yeah, we know that for sure. So they will just discard that in their upkeep. So our best draw would be the rack. We can try. Like, I don't mind losing the furnace now. Oh, well, let's exile our own factory. That way they can't. What am I saying? They can't play a Terravor that they draw. Attack. I expect they will Wasteland the factory. They do know the top card of their library, so they might have like a play set up or something. I don't know. But we'll play the rack. And I think this is good. And this is where we want them. I can't imagine what they would draw now. They don't even have enough land to play Deed. So, you know, Naturalize, I guess, is their best draw. But that only makes the game longer. It doesn't really save them. Okay, they drew a land. That's very good for us. Drew Dystopia. That doesn't do anything. I don't even want to draw a card now because what if I draw something I can't play? I guess Oath of Druids would be a good draw for them if they still have it. It's probably too late now. Yeah, I think it'd be too late now. But, you know, I'm just saying if they can get a Phantom Neshoba into play. Alright, they put 2 cards back. They kept 1 card. They could play Deed now, but it'll be too late. So, I mean, I feel like anything they have now is too late. And Swamp. Yep, Swamp's too late. Okay, we have a land. Now we can activate Furnace a little more freely, but still don't care. And this will put them to 1. And then I have both a rat and a rack, which will kill them. So, should be good. Should be good. Alright, opponent put 2 cards back. They found a Gamekeeper. That's fine. I draw. Play a land. Say go. We got the GGs in the chat. I will F6. Alright, that's round 5. Well, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think about this camera. It's not easy for me to get used to because if I'm looking at the camera, I am not looking at my MTGO screen and I'm not looking at the recording of myself, which is up there. So weird to look at a camera and talk. Like I said in the intro, I wanted to do transparent background, but it's beyond me for now. So tell me if you like my face being in the corner or not, or how to make it better. Thanks for watching.